In part one of The Road Ahead, Colonial Virginia, we toured Jamestown, North America's first permanent English settlement and where representative government began. Our Birth of the USA road trip continues in part two as we venture to Williamsburg, where momentum to break away from English rule took off, and then Yorktown, site of the battle that eventually led to independence. From Jamestown, it's 10 miles to Williamsburg, following the Colonial Parkway, itself a national treasure. Completed in 1957, this meticulously built two-way road, with no center line, was created by the National Park Service to connect Jamestown to Yorktown, with Williamsburg in the middle. Both modern city and colonial town, Williamsburg can barely be seen from the parkway. That's by design. The National Park Service wanted to preserve the natural landscape so it looks much as it has throughout history. A large free parking area and quick walk lead to the Colonial Williamsburg Visitor Center. From there, it's a short hike or shuttle bus ride to the historic area, where the Governor's Palace makes a striking first impression. About 8 city blocks long and 4 blocks wide, the colonial part of contemporary Williamsburg is less than half of a square mile in size. Walking or jogging the streets is free. There are no fences or entrance gates. However, you'll need a ticket to go into many of the buildings, and admission isn't cheap, about $50 for a one-day adult pass and half that per kid. Duke of Gloucester Street is the main drag, lined with restored and recreated buildings from the 18th century, Williamsburg's heyday. In 1699, the colonial capital was moved here from Jamestown. George Washington and Patrick Henry were just a few of the luminaries who walked these bricks. Then, in 1780, Virginia's capital moved again, this time west to Richmond. The Revolutionary War was underway, and leaders, including Governor Thomas Jefferson, thought Williamsburg was more vulnerable to British attack. The city evolved into a quiet backwater, a fading beauty filled with decaying historic structures. In 1926, John D. Rockefeller Jr. joined a group of preservationists, funding an enormous effort to return Williamsburg to its former glory. In 1934, President Franklin D. Roosevelt rode, by car, down Duke of Gloucester Street, proclaiming it the most historic avenue in America. Rockefeller's restoration project had its share of controversies, including knocking down some 450 existing structures to reconstruct 18th century buildings. And ongoing archaeological discoveries have revealed that not all of the work is entirely authentic or accurate. Still, with 88 original and more than 50 restored structures, Colonial Williamsburg stands impressively as the world's largest living history museum, and it includes more than 70,000 pieces of art. Some are on display in town, others are found at 2 extraordinarily photogenic museums. Adjacent to the historic area and housed in the same complex, admission to both is included in the Colonial Williamsburg ticket. The DeWitt Wallace Decorative Arts Museum showcases 17th through early 19th century textiles, metals, and clocks. It also includes the world's largest collection of American South furniture and one of the biggest assemblages of British ceramics outside England. Quirky and playful are themes in the 7,000 pieces displayed at the Abbey Aldrich Rockefeller Folk Art Museum. From 18th century to present day, art is in the eye of the beholder, from tobacconist and carousel figures to quilts, paintings, pottery, and toys. Continuing east on the Colonial Parkway, it's 20 minutes to the Yorktown battlefield, the last major fight of the Revolutionary War. Designed to be driven, it features a clearly marked vehicle tour, and trails lead through batteries, past cannons, and across redoubts. In 1777, the French joined the Americans' battle for independence. In the fall of 1781, General George Washington's troops and his French allies trapped British forces at Yorktown. The successful military blockade forced the British to ask for negotiations at Morehouse. And 2 days later, they gave up the fight at Surrender Field. Some of the trophies of war are on view at this pivotal location. The United States officially gained freedom at the Treaty of Paris in 1783. The French Cemetery and Yorktown National Cemetery are other noteworthy stops. And though only grass grows here today, it's worth visualizing what Washington's headquarters looked like almost 250 years ago. Yorktown's American Revolution Museum is also a must-see. Leg shackles from slave ships, weaponry, and defiant fine china chronicle the times. Outdoors, there's another living history museum with a working Revolution-era farm. And at the recreated Continental Army encampment, a musket demo brings our tour to an end with a fire. With so many dates, locations, and famous names to digest, it takes a solid 2 or 3 days to fully explore this historic triangle. There are numerous campgrounds in the Williamsburg area, and obviously the earlier you book, the closer to the main attractions you'll be. Summer and other times when school is out are busiest. Pricing at the sites and museums is complicated too, so check out the RV Share website for specifics. With their complex stories, Jamestown, Williamsburg, and Yorktown will inspire and maybe even anger. And they're always sure to educate.